Hello, Kipsters. Today is Tuesday, April 20th, and we are going to be continuing our music lessons for the rest of the year. And these lessons will be mostly on Tuesday and Thursday now. I'll be teaching online class for the remainder of the year in fourth grade, so I can only make two lessons a week from now on. But they will be on Tuesday and Thursday, respectfully, hopefully every week. So be on the lookout for those in your Google Classroom every Tuesday and Thursday so that you can keep up with what we're doing in music class. Today, we're going to be revisiting a topic we're going to be reviewing for the end of the year: how to read notes on the musical staff. Now, in second and third grade, you guys weren't in music class back then. So, second and third graders, this is going to be all new for you. Fourth and fifth graders, this is going to be review, specifically gearing towards getting you ready to actually read music if you continue to pursue music as an older student, or if you're in fourth grade next year, we'll be playing together. You'll be much better at reading music after we get these lessons done. So please enjoy these lessons. I hope they're as friendly for second grade as they are effective as for fifth grade. And at the end of the lesson, please make sure you're following along, because at the end of each lesson, we have a draw it that will be used to see how far you guys have come in the music lessons themselves. Okay. So as always, please make sure you're following along with me on the Nearpod, or you can watch the YouTube video the whole way, and then you can click forward to the draw it lesson at the end when that time comes. Now we're moving on to the first slide. And we today, as I was saying, are going to be learning about the musical alphabet and the staff notes, where they are on the musical staff. Our objective for today, if we're moving on to the next slide, I can identify the notes of the treble clef staff. Now, this is a 2-week lesson. This before was 1-week lesson. This is going to be a 2-week lesson now. We have 2 weeks to get these lessons in. So, at the end of these 2 weeks, you should be able to at least partially identify the notes of the treble clef staff. There are multiple staffs. There's a bass clef staff. There's an alto staff. But we're really focusing today on the treble clef staff. Okay. Moving on to the next slide. Another objective we're working on, specifically, a more specific objective than just identifying the notes, is identifying the lines of the treble clef staff. So we have not only the notes that go on the lines, but the lines themselves, as well as the spaces of the treble clef staff. So if you're looking at a staff, you'll see a picture of a staff here soon. A staff is just a collection of 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on each of those lines is a specific note. So each line has a specific note. If I were to take this piece of paper and you see 5 lines on it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, each line would have a different note on it. And if you were to see in between the spaces, each space has a different note on it. So we'll be learning exactly where those notes go and where they belong on the staff. Lesson number 1. What is the musical alphabet? All right, what is it? How many notes are in it? Which notes are in it? Which letters are in it? We're going to learn that right now. What are the names of the music alphabet? Our first slide we're going to look at is all of the musical alphabet notes available to us. Okay, as you can see here, we have the alphabet and it goes all the way up to G. Now, one thing I want to tell you guys, my fourth and fifth graders will probably know this. Once we go into G, once we get up to G in music, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, once we get all the way to G, what comes after G? Think about it. What comes after G in a normal alphabet? Most of us are saying H. Hopefully, most of us know that the next alphabet letter is H. And in some music, I'm not going to say that it's not possible. In some music, there is a letter H in music. But this is only in Germany. And we're not in Germany. We're in America. So in America and in most other music, the H note is very uncommon. I'm saying it's just something we tell you to tell you. But for almost every music you'll ever see in your lifetime, once you get to the letter G, you don't go to H, you go back to A. So if I were reading music and I was going from bottom to top, it would sound like this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and it just goes and goes and goes down and up as far as it can. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it jumps back to A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, jumps back to A. Okay, this is going to be very important for the lessons that we have, because there will be a couple notes where you're supposed to fill in which note comes next, and you'll have a G, And a lot of us will tend to put H right after the G because we're following the alphabet, but that's not correct. After G, what do? We go back to A. Say it with me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. After that, we don't say H, we don't say I, we don't say Z. We go back to A. All right, these are the only 7 letters that you will be using when it comes to identifying notes on the musical staff. These are the only 7 letters we're working with. Do not add any extra letters because they do not exist in music. Moving on to the next slide. How many letters are in the musical alphabet? I just want you to take a few seconds, count on your fingers A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Go ahead and count on your fingers, and then how many fingers are you holding up? You should have been holding up 7 fingers. Backwards. 7 fingers. Okay, 7 fingers. That's how many musical letters are in the musical alphabet. That's how many letters are in the musical alphabet. 7 letters. Okay, here's the first one. 1, A. 2, 3 is C. 4, D. 5, E. 6, F. And 7, G. 7 letters. And then what happens after G? We go back to A. Okay. So make sure when you are doing music, and especially in this lesson right here, which we're about to do, you go back to A after G. We're going to do the first 2 together, and then we'll try the last one. All right. What are the names of the notes in the musical alphabet? So for the first one, I just want you guys to write A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's all this first question is asking. So if you can, go ahead and put this. Just draw out your letters A. If you need time, if you need me to slow down, you can always pause the video and catch up. I know I write a little faster than some of you, but if you need that time, go ahead and use it. If you don't, you can follow along with me. A, B, C, D, and then the last ones are E, F, and G. And that one was very easy. We're just doing the alphabet as we know it from A to G. Okay. Take a few seconds to get that down. I'll give you a few seconds and then we'll move on. All right. Let's do the second line. Now, the second line says write them in alphabetical order beginning on C. So the first letter we're going to put here is C. That's what we're beginning on. I'm going to change my color down here so I can have different colors. I'm going to change this to C, okay? So now we're not starting on A, we're starting on C. So now what we're doing is just going in order from C. So what comes after C in the alphabet? A, B, C, D comes next. After D comes E. Even in second grade, we should know this, right? After E comes F. After F comes what? G. And what happens after G, guys? Do we go on to H? Do we go on to H? No, we don't. What do? We go where? Think about it. Fill it in if you can. I'm not here. I can't see you do it. We go back to A. Okay, so this is a very vivid example of what happens when we get to G. We jump back to A, and then after A, what happens? We go to B. B always comes after A. A always comes after G in this scenario. In music, A always comes after G. So if your second line looks like this, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, you got it right. Our last line, guys, I'm going to change my final color here. Our last line, we're starting on the letter G. So our first letter is going to be G right here. All right. There's the letter G. All right. What comes after G? We just did it. In music, this letter always comes after G. If you guessed it correctly, or if you know it correctly, yes, the answer is A. And then after that, we just do the rest of the letters. A, B, C, D, E, F. And that is the correct answers. I'll give you guys about 20 seconds to fill in what you have here, what I have here, and then we will move on. All right, once you guys have that, go ahead and press submit and then move on to the next slide. And this is going to be the last slide we do. What we're doing is fill in the missing note name. All right, so I'm going to give you guys about, let's see how much time we have. I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes to do this on your own. And then I will be back. I'm going to just mute myself and or just not talk for 2 minutes and give you guys time to fill out this slide. And then once we're ready, I will be back to help you fill it or get it correctly. Just take about 2 minutes and fill it out on your own. If you're not on this slide, go ahead and click forward to the slide that is on my screen right now and make sure you guys fill in these slides to get them done. All right, guys, moving back to this, I'll help you out. If you got this, or if you, I suspect most of you got this correct already, but if you didn't, just follow along with me here. All right, same thing in order here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so the second one is going to be what? If it comes after B, what's going to come after B? Let's think about it. A, B, C, of course, comes after B. D, E, comes after E. F, okay, we're just going to move on quickly because I figure you guys mostly have this. G, A, all right, and then this second line should have been the easiest line of all, I would say. A, B, C, D, E, F. We're using A, C, and F again. How interesting. And then the last one, guys, let's look at this one. C, D, after D comes E. And then the tricky one, F, G, what comes after G, and what comes before B, A. If you guys got these correct, you are following along correctly. You understand this content. You are going on your way to being able to identify musical notes. Go ahead and press submit, and that will be that last slide there. So let's fill out this slide really quickly. We're going to do this one together, guys. D, E. All right, what comes after E? Think about it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A. What comes after A? B. Good. Hopefully you're following along. We're doing this one together. All right, and then we have E again. All right, E. What comes after E? F. We just did it. F. G. A. B. C comes after B. I'm just giving you guys a little bit of time to do it on your own in your head. And then we go down to the last line, F, G, A. We remember always go back to A after G. F, G, A. What comes after A? B, C. What comes after C in the musical alphabet or any alphabet? The letter D. If you guys got all that, hopefully you didn't need as much help as I gave you on that last one. It's pretty self-explanatory, I would say, to figure out the order of the alphabet at this level. But the tricky parts are always going to be what comes after G, okay? That's always going to be the part that tricks people up. So make sure of all things you remember that anytime in the music alphabet, if you see the note G, you know the next note right after it is going to be A, okay? Now, obviously, any note can come after G when we're talking about where it is on the page, but if we're reading just the alphabet in order, after G, we go back to A, okay? Submitting. Once you submit, we are going to come to a close, okay? This is where we end. So remember, our lessons now are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So be on the lookout for your next lesson coming up on Thursday. We will be continuing to identify the notes on the musical staff. As always, Mr. Isaac has 3 things for you. You are kind, you are smart, you are important. I look forward to the day we can all be back together and making music again. And until then, have an awesome day.